Chapter 11 Burning Star C, Illuminating the Galaxy, Supreme Protocol. As time passed, an hour went by. The Void Trial has ended. Ding. The Void Trial has ended. Evaluation in progress. Ding. Assessment complete. Combat losses 0, enemy kills 5000, rating, SSS. Ding. You have obtained an SSS rank Abyss difficulty treasure chest. 5000. This Void Trial actually has 5000 monsters. Suyi looked at the corpses piled up like a small mountain. As expected, the difficulty of the Abyss is multiplicative, not simply additive. Suyi smacked his fist, thinking about his Abyss difficulty yesterday, which was only 1000 little demons. But today there are 5000, and they are all tier 4 troops, and this is only because I upgraded my Lord's Heart by 1 level. However, the higher the difficulty, the better the items you get from the rating chest. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to get a unique level wonder, something that even God-level lords would fight tooth and nail for. Decompose. Suyi directly used his authority to decompose the corpses in his territory. Ding. You have obtained 500 origin crystals. Not bad. Suyi looked at the 500 origin crystals he had extracted and nodded in satisfaction. It was originally a matter of making use of waste, so getting 500 was already quite good. Your Majesty the God Emperor. Lilith flew down from the sky and landed in front of Suyi, with a group of fallen angels bathed in blood behind her. Suyi smiled and looked at Lilith and the others. You guys go wash up and rest first, leave the rest to me. Lilith nodded and took the fallen angel of original sin to take a bath, since she was covered in blood and needed to wash herself properly. Suyi watched Lilith and the others leave. After an hour of fighting, Lilith's level had been raised to Black Iron 7-star, and the other original sin angels had also been raised one after another. Upgrading resources for God-level units is really difficult. Suyi shook his head, no longer thinking about upgrading his units. Fortunately, there was Spirit Source Lake. Although the upgrades were slow, they could still be improved to some extent. With a thought, Suyi gathered all the treasure chests dropped by the monsters. Suyi checked the chests and found a total of 800. Ding. Open the Iron Grade Abyss chest. Open it, Suyi said with a hint of anticipation. Ding. You have received 100 gold coins. Ding. You have obtained 10 origin crystals. As expected, Suyi looked at what he had opened from the Black Iron Grade Abyss treasure chest, gold coins and origin crystals. He received 40,000 gold coins and 4,000 origin crystals. This would be a huge sum for other lords, but for Suyi, it was just so-so. The main problem is that there's nowhere to spend the money right now. It's alright. Suyi looked at the final rating chest. Ding. Do you want to open the SSS rank Abyss difficulty rating chest? Open it. Suyi took a deep breath, looking at the treasure chest in front of him with anticipation in his eyes. 3 notification sounds kept ringing out. Ding. You have obtained a Tier 1 barracks, machine gun camp. Ding. You have obtained a rare and wondrous treasure, a pool of wine and a forest of meat. Ding. You have obtained the unique wonder, Valhalla. Suyi gasped, looking at what he had unearthed, a military camp and 2 wonders. As expected, the beginner stage is a game for the brave. No wonder that every time a beginner goes into the later stages, even though they know that the Abyss is very difficult, some lords still want to try it. Suyi looked at what he had obtained with a smile on his face. Although the items obtained yesterday were good, Suyi thought it was a hidden benefit of the newbie buff, but now it seems that it's more than that. The Void Trial on Abyss difficulty really does have good stuff. Suyi began to examine it. Name: Machine Gun Camp. Level: 1. Rank: First rank. Faction: Chaos. Recruitment: 2000 daily. Gold coins: 1 gold coin, 1 gold coin. Upgrade: Primal Crystal X1. PS: You can recruit Tier 1 machine gunners. Suyi looked at the attribute panel of the machine gun camp. Okay, this is already the most basic unit, bar none. Its only advantage is that it can recruit 2000 machine gunners every day, which sounds pretty awesome, right? In reality, the food and drink of the troops also need to be considered, which is the biggest expense. These troops are generally used as cannon fodder by high-level lords. They are not chosen for mining because they are not suitable for it and can only be used as temporary cannon fodder. Otherwise, a huge amount of resources would be needed to feed them every day. Each unit requires 1 gold coin to recruit because 1 gold coin is the minimum cost to recruit units. There is no currency that can recruit units at a lower cost than 1 gold coin. In terms of cost effectiveness, the machine gunner is the least cost-effective unit, bar none. Even peasant soldiers are better than machine gunners. At least peasants have special skills, and machine gunners do too, but in terms of combat power, they are only average and their cost effectiveness is far inferior to other Tier 1 soldiers. Upgrade. Suyi looked at the green military camp model in his hand and chose to upgrade. Ding! Your Tier 1 barracks, machine gun barracks has been upgraded to a God tier barracks, Supreme Protocol. Nice. Suyi looked at the model in his hand, which had transformed from a green military camp into a sci-fi themed skyscraper. Suyi checked its attributes. Name, Supreme Agreement. Level, 1. Rank, God level. Faction, Order. Recruitment, 10 out of 10 daily. Cost, 1 gold coin, 500,000. Upgrade, Primal Crystal X100. PS, an unthinkable barracks, a God-tier barracks encompassing all types of technology, capable of recruiting all technology-based units. Long live the Human Alliance. Humanity is supreme. Burning stars, illuminating the galaxy, humanity will be immortal. The Human Alliance, is it? Suyi's eyes flickered. Could it be the Human Alliance he knew? This is making myself a war criminal, huh? Bah, what war criminal? I didn't lose, so why should I call myself a war criminal? Suyi licked his lips and looked at the model in his hand. Supreme Protocol. Suyi directly used his authority to place the Supreme Agreement next to his lord's mansion, on the left and right sides of the Fallen Angels Temple in his territory. On the left is an eerie and sacred dark church, and on the right is a high-tech building that is the epitome of science fiction. Your Majesty, what is this? Lilith appeared beside Suyi, her hair still damp, but the dampness evaporated in the next moment. A new type of soldier, your new comrades, Suyi said with a smile.
Lilith raised an eyebrow, her gaze turning somewhat unfriendly as she looked at the technology building in front of her. Suyi looked at Lilith and then understood why she was hostile. Lilith belongs to the Chaos faction, while Tech Tower belongs to the Order faction. The two are essentially irreconcilable enemies.